Everyone, we are the Gratitude Girls.
The Gratitude Girls are in the house. Hi, Lori. How are you?
Hi, Catherine.
I am so excited about our topic tonight. Let me make a quick introduction and then we'll jump right into it. To our viewers, thank you for being here this evening. You are at the Gratitude Girls private, free coaching and training. And our clients tonight and our friends are going to be in for a treat. We are going to talk about, I'll let Lori explain our topic and then I'll introduce myself.
Yes, so our topic tonight is 5 tips to managing your family's schedule, which with a spouse and children can change all the time.
Right. So we're going to give you tips. You might want to take notes. My name is Catherine Asaro Myers, affectionately known as Rara's in the house. And I'm broadcasting to you live tonight from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And I'm here with my awesome techie partner who is busy at the helm right now at the keyboard, Lori Dalka-Radzecki, who is speaking to us live from a little town outside of Columbia, Tennessee. Do I know the town?
Columbia is the town outside of Nashville. Nashville is the big town that most people know.
Okay, so there we go. Lori's from Nashville. I'm in Toronto. So tonight we're going to talk to you about these 5 tips. All right, we'll give it to you very quickly in 8 minutes. Number 1, let's talk about maintaining your habits and creating a routine. Now, some of you may say, I'm just not into that. I want to just go by the seat of my pants. I'm a free spirit. What's a spirit? If you maintain habits and routines that work, and they will be willing to be flexible, you need to be willing to be flexible. So create this system, create the structure, and then allow it to have some give and some take. Lori, what do you say about that?
Yes, exactly. You have to be flexible. The same thing, like I said, with children and a spouse and animals, you have to be flexible. So for example, I'll just tell one quick story. So one time I was on the way to a client's meeting. I had meetings back to back all day long that day. It was a Friday, which was used to be my major back to back meeting day. And my son called me and he was broke down on the side of the road because his transmission blew on his car. So my schedule needed to change, obviously, because I needed to take care of my son. Now he's old enough to take care of himself, but I still, I needed to take care of that and help him with that. So I had to make other arrangements with some of my clients and be flexible and be able to fix things.
Yeah, I remember that actually, Lori. I remember that story in real time. And it just took me back to that moment where we have to be able to think on our feet and trust that it's the right decision. Number 2, accept good enough. All right, for you perfectionists out there thinking it has to be perfect, it has to be exactly like that. Well, let me give you tip number 2. Accept it, accept good to be enough, and think about the recognition you could give to another family member. Give praise to the person that did that task or that chore, not exactly like you would do it, perhaps nowhere nearly as perfect as you would want them to do it, but think about empowering them. Lori, what do you think about accepting good enough when you and I are both perfectionists?
Yes, absolutely. And even for yourself too. I wanted to touch on that too, of just be okay to be perfectly imperfect, right? Because if you wait till it's perfect, everything's perfect in your business, you have the perfect website, you have the perfect video time, you have the perfect hair, you have the perfect makeup, you have the perfect clothes, you have the perfect till your office is completely ready to go. No, it's not going to happen. I can't turn my screen enough, but I have boxes all over my room because we just moved in. Don't wait till everything's perfect. Just go ahead and do it. And yes, and like with your children or your spouse even, if they don't do it perfect, still praise them. Like Catherine said, if it's driving you crazy, go behind their back and fix it the way you want it after when they don't see you, but still praise them for what they did.
Yes, absolutely. And learn to accept it wholeheartedly. So that way you are okay with it and it doesn't disturb you. Okay, number 3, create boundaries. Think about that. create boundaries. We're talking about structure again. It may be difficult. We're all working from home. No, let me take that back. We have all been working from home for a while. Not everyone does. Some of us have gone back and have office locations. I have another location that I work from. It's not home. Nevertheless, when I am home, I create a boundary. Now, that's a mental boundary. And that boundary is so that nothing interferes with my thoughts. So if I have a special dress that I want to wear and I'm thinking, well, maybe I should just throw that in the machine or take that to the dry cleaner, I do not let my home environment infiltrate my work environment. I don't want to say and vice versa, because that wouldn't be true. But when I'm working, I am not letting anything else come into this space because I'm focusing.
Right, exactly. Me too. I have for the last year, the same thing. Going back to point number one, you have to be flexible. You have to improvise. For the last year, we were in a tiny rental. My office was at the kitchen table. So things happened and people and animals and everything was in the room. But now I'm back in my house. And so I'm in my office. And so I can actually shut the door. I did clean out enough boxes so I could shut my door. And so then my husband doesn't have to be flexible either, because he can actually sit in the living room and watch TV and not disturb me. And I can be in here and not disturb him.
It's good to have boundaries. Okay, the last two tips, I'll mention them and then we'll talk about it. Schedule time for yourself. Now you may say, I just don't have time. Step out of the room, step out of the house, go for a walk, take a moment to stretch your legs, do some yoga, pick up your weights, do a facial, read a book, schedule this time for yourself. Self-care is extremely, extremely important. And I'll just mention the next tip, and then we'll have Lori talk about it. Do something fun together. All right, Lori, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. Yes, self-care, even if it's just if you have back-to-back meetings like I used to do all the time, then 15 minutes between each meeting, or 10 minutes at least between each meeting. You just have a breather, a bathroom break, a water break, a little bit time to regroup. And then yes, fun activities together. So with your spouse, with your children. So my husband and I are leaving Friday to go to New York. And we are spending about 10 days up there with my oldest son and daughter-in-law and grandbaby. And so we are having like a family vacation away with them. And then in a couple of weeks, I'm going away with one of my daughters also to go visit my other daughter. And so we're going to have some time away from that too. So find things to do that are fun and that both of you enjoy, whether it's with your spouse or with your kids or with friends, whatever you want to do, just find time to do some fun things.
Involve the family. Think about, if it's not fun for you, it's probably not fun for them. And if you don't see a smile on their face, then probably they're not hiding it from you. They just don't see it. So in conclusion, those are our 5 tips for tonight. And in 5 seconds, Lori, how can people get with us before we sign off?
Yes, absolutely. So we go into our private dining room every night after our coaching. If you want to come into that, you need to go to facebook.com/gratitude girls. You can message us there. You can also go to www.gratitudegirls.com to find out more about our private coaching there. And we will see you next time. Have a great night, everyone.